Hey guys, so today I'm here with my mom and we're going to be doing a video on support. And first I want to talk about how lupus has affected me and kind of show you that aspect. And basically you guys have known that I've lived with lupus since I was 14, and it's been, it really taught me who I am, and it's taught me to be selfless and have patience, and it showed me also who's there for me and support-wise, and I'm very, very lucky to have two great parents who have been there, especially my lovely mother, and she's very, very supportive. And then it also taught me about the friend aspect and who I can trust and who will be there for me on the bad days. And I've really have gone through quite a few friends because of lupus, but it has taught me those who are true in my life. Now my mom's going to talk about the impact and how lupus has affected as someone close to you, or me having lupus and her being my mom.
Hi everybody. Well, her being so young, she was 14 and just going on 15 when we found out she had lupus. It basically went from having a healthy, active daughter to a very sick child. And when we found out, her dad and I, a lot of tears. We cried a lot. We were devastated to know that she would have to go through pain, and who knew? We didn't know at that time what she was going to encounter, if it was going to be anything with organ involvement or anything like that more serious. And and just seeing her struggle in the morning, get up, and it reminded me of looking at my 85-year-old mother, and it was my daughter who was 15. So right away we got her into doctors and the specialists, and headed on the right track. We did a lot of reading, a lot of research, and it took about a good 5 months before she started feeling good enough to do anything. And I remember we took her and a friend to Disney so that she could have some of her summer and enjoy it a little bit. But she had it in her mind that she wanted to go back to basketball. And her dad and I were more or less thinking, no, we don't want to take the chance, no. But then we ultimately decided that it was her decision, and we would stand by her and be there, and whatever she wanted to do. It was, as long as it wasn't going to threaten her seriously. We stood beside her and watched her play the next 3 years. I read so much on people that don't have support, or their mother says this about them, they're lazy, or their boyfriend or their husband says, why don't you get off the couch and do this or that? And it breaks my heart, because I can't imagine my daughter, having to go through that and not have someone that supports her. And I always tell her, make sure when you date and get married that person understands your disease and never makes you feel bad because you have a disease.
And I hear those stories too, and a lot of the inboxes I get are from younger people whose parents don't understand. And for me to hear that, and I have such supportive parents, I try to give them my support and show them that I'm there for them.
And we weren't always perfect. I mean, before we knew she was sick, we were trying to help her with basketball and kind of pressuring her a little bit to do some three-point shots and stuff like that, and she couldn't do it. She was so weak, and we couldn't understand why, But once we found out the why, we totally changed our way of thinking, and it became the thought pattern was, okay, now we just got to keep her healthy. That's it.
And that's another thing I want to mention is sometimes when we're younger, when I was 14 at the time, the parents don't think that something's going to happen to their child, and it very well can. It's possible, and now they know that. And I'm not mad about that, because they're so understanding now, but I just was I remember thinking, I just can't do this. I didn't even think I had a disease. I just thought, what is wrong with me? That's how I felt at that time. The next topic is, if you don't have support, who do you turn to? This one's a tough one because, if your immediate family isn't supportive, it's very, very hard. And there are many sites that you can go on to and talk to, I'm on Benlista Buddies, which is on Facebook. You can also inbox me or my mom's Facebook, which I'll link below. Not her Facebook, it's called Lupus Hope. And she can also help and talk to people on there. Do you have any?
Well, because I had a few mothers through friends that knew that my daughter had lupus and, became friends over Facebook because of that. Another thing is, after a year of this settling in and the cycle, full circle came around and we knew what to expect. Well, you never know what to expect with lupus, but kind of, knew what to expect. Then our sights started on finding a cure. That's what we wanted. So I actually did work for the Alliance for Lupus Research at first, and doing that really helped me, and I think it helped Samantha. I wanted her to give her a place where she could feel comfortable and see all the support, and enjoy a day for her, But as for the parents, it's also good because you meet other parents, and you can talk to the parents there at the walk or whatever you have organization. Now we're involved in another organization, and you can seek out in your city what organizations you have.
And also for me, just coming on YouTube is what really helped me, is I found such a great community on here, and I know I can talk to any of the other YouTubers on here, and I know I can post a video about what's going on. And that's usually how I post videos, is if I get pleurisy, I post a video about pleurisy, and then I get all this advice, and that's just, I love the support on here as well.
Yeah, I think that, even on Facebook with the Benlista Buddies, the, Lupus Warriors, that you have something and you go look in there, it's almost like, it's just crazy how it happens. If something happens to her, and then I look on the sites and I see someone else has it.
Yep. Even though everyone's different, there's at least one person will be able to relate to your situation usually.
Yeah, so when she began with her Raynaud's, and when she was younger, when she was first diagnosed, it actually was going up her arms. So we researched and tried to figure it out because not even the rheumatologist knew what was happening.
And if I find that picture, I'll put it here. You probably can't see it as well, but I might have that somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
So the next topic is how to make a loved one understand. Now, this is obviously like the last topic. It's not easy. And one thing I did for my friends in high school, which it worked for the day at least, but I showed them the spoon theory, and having them read that and having it printed out for them to see and read through and actually see, hey, it may not look like I'm sick. I don't look sick. That's the hard part about this disease, is it's a blessing and a curse, because even though I look healthy and, everyone thinks I'm normal, I'm really not, and people say things about me in particular, oh, she's healthier than others, but that's not always true. You don't see what happens behind closed doors and what I go through. You don't see or feel how I wake up every morning in pain. And I know how many of you feel when your loved ones are saying you're lazy or this and that. I know it's hard. And do you have any good advice?
Well, yeah, definitely the spoon theory. And I think that, it's hard if you have a parent or spouse or boyfriend that doesn't understand, or friends, because it's hard to make them understand. Like Samantha says, you don't look sick, and if they're not here, like with you in the morning when you get up and see the swelling and see how slow you move and understand that, your friends probably won't understand that. And if you have a spouse that's saying, oh, what are you doing that for? Why are you moving like that? again, I think you're going to have to seek out like the Lupus Foundation or one of them to try and get some help on this, because like I said, it saddens me to see how many people complain about their family not understanding them, thinking they're lazy, and and you can show your member of your family this video, and maybe this will help them a little bit too, to realize that, hey, this is my daughter. She's beautiful 19-year-old, but she's sick. She's got arthritis. She's got weakness. Sometimes she has pleurisy. Sometimes she has shingles.
Different things every time. It's unpredictable, and
and people just don't. I guess lupus has been hidden for so long, or not acknowledged, so that people don't really understand what it is. So, I guess get in as much as you can about the disease. See if they listen,
So the next topic is how to help a loved one who is suffering with lupus. So say your wife or even your husband, because men do get lupus too, is newly diagnosed with lupus and you're just not sure what to do. Here's just some little tips from our eyes of what we think. First, just be there for them. Be supportive. That's the number one thing. That's what this video is about. Be supportive. You just have to try and understand, even though you're not experiencing what they're going through. You got to try and see it through their eyes. And just be open about the disease, because I know a lot of people with lupus are very, very closed, don't talk about it. It's either because they're embarrassed, or usually the case is because people don't believe them. So why are they going to talk about it? And that's why I make these videos, because no one hardly talks about it. And now there's a lot of YouTubers out there who make videos, and I just think that's awesome, because we need to speak up. And if they're not gonna believe you that you have this disease, then forget them. I know it's hard if it's your family, but if it's a friend, I've lost a few friends because of that. But it's just sometimes what you gotta do. You gotta know who's right to be in your life. The next thing is that you need to first do your research to understand the disease, and know that lupus is constantly changing. I could wake up tomorrow with shingles, knock on wood, because I've had it 3 times now. So just things like that just pop up out of nowhere.
And another thing I want to add about Samantha, I was lucky to have her as my daughter, because she had drive even though she was sick, because the one thing she had to let go of was really trying to get straight A's when she was in high school. And I had to tell her, hey, you don't have to get straight A's. And so we both had to let up on the grading aspect of high school, because she was sick, and when you're sick you need to take care of your body first.
Yep, your health. It's number one. Basically, you just want to remember that they can't control their disease. You can control your disease to a certain extent, and taking care of yourself and putting your health first, like we're just talking about, but they can't control things that just pop up, and it's a hard disease to have. The last tip for them, or for you, is to find a support group for yourself, because it's hard when you're the one, well, I'm speaking through her eyes now, but it's hard for my parents to see me go through all this, and as the lupus patient, you have to understand that too, and that it's not always easy for them. They need a break too.
Yes, and I just want to add that it really changed our family and the way we were, and it made us stronger, in the long run, and, we just appreciate each other so much more.
Yep. And I think that's it. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. I love you.
I love you.
Bye, guys.